For something so small and ordinary, the mousetrap has lived a surprisingly long life inside human history. Hidden in corners, tucked beneath sinks, or forgotten in dusty storage rooms, it became one of those inventions people only notice when a problem appears. Yet behind that simple snap of wood and metal is a story connected to growing cities, stolen food, disease outbreaks, and centuries of trial and error. So how did a device designed to catch mice become one of the most recognizable inventions ever created? Few household objects have changed so little while remaining so effective for so long. Let's get into it, right here, on History of Simple Things. Humans were dealing with rodents long before modern mousetraps existed. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans all struggled to protect food supplies from mice and rats. Early traps were usually simple cages, pits, or weighted devices made from wood and stone. These designs were unreliable, but they reflected how serious rodent infestations could become in farming societies where stored grain meant survival. During the Middle Ages, crowded towns and poor sanitation made infestations even worse. Cats became one of the most common methods of pest control, but people continued experimenting with mechanical traps as populations grew and food storage increased. The industrial age transformed mousetrap design completely. By the late 19th century, rapidly growing cities created major rodent problems, increasing demand for effective traps that could be mass-produced cheaply. In 1879, James M. Keep patented one of the first spring-loaded lethal traps using cast iron jaws. While effective, the design was bulky and expensive. A more practical breakthrough came in 1894 when William C. Hooker patented a compact snap trap powered by a coiled spring. The trap was affordable, simple to manufacture, and easy to use. Its basic structure became the foundation for many later designs and established the image of the classic mousetrap still familiar today. A few years later, British inventor James Henry Atkinson introduced what became the most famous mousetrap design in history: the Little Nipper. Patented in the late 1890s, the trap improved earlier snap trap concepts with a more sensitive trigger that reacted almost instantly when disturbed. Its combination of speed, simplicity, and low cost made it incredibly successful. The design used a wooden base, metal spring, and wire bar arranged in a way that was both reliable and inexpensive to produce. Millions were sold across the world, and the trap remained popular for generations. Even today, many snap traps still closely resemble Atkinson's original design because it solved the problem so efficiently. As mousetraps became common household items, inventors began chasing the idea of creating a better mousetrap. Throughout the 20th century, thousands of patents introduced new designs promising cleaner, safer, or more effective methods. Some traps used glue, rotating drums, electricity, or automatic resetting systems. Others attempted to reduce mess or prevent accidental injuries. Many inventions failed because they were too expensive or too complicated compared to the traditional snap trap. Inventors learned that effectiveness alone was not enough. A successful mousetrap also needed to be cheap, reusable, and easy to understand. That balance proved difficult to improve upon, which is why classic snap traps survived despite constant experimentation. Not every mousetrap was designed to kill. During the 20th century, humane traps became increasingly popular as attitudes toward animals slowly changed. One important example was the Nest catch-all trap introduced in the 1920s, which could capture several mice alive without needing to be reset each time. These designs appealed to homeowners uncomfortable with lethal traps, especially families with children or pets nearby. Humane traps also reflected changing ideas about pest control, focusing more on prevention and safe handling rather than simple extermination. Still, live traps had limitations. Releasing captured mice nearby often meant they returned, while relocating them farther away raised concerns about whether they could survive in unfamiliar territory. Modern mousetraps now include technology earlier inventors could barely imagine. Electronic traps use batteries to deliver quick fatal shocks, while some smart traps can monitor activity and send alerts directly to phones. Industrial pest control systems even use sensors and software to track infestations in large buildings. Yet despite these advances, the traditional wooden snap trap remains one of the most widely used designs in the world. Part of that comes from affordability, but another reason is reliability. The simple spring-loaded design continues to work extremely well more than a century after it first appeared. In many ways, the history of mousetraps reflects the history of practical invention itself, solving an everyday problem with the simplest effective solution possible. The history of the mousetrap is really a story about adaptation. As human societies expanded, rodents followed closely behind, forcing people to constantly improve the ways they protected food and homes. From primitive wooden traps to electronic systems connected to smartphones, each design reflected the needs and technology of its time. Yet the most surprising part of the story is how little the basic snap trap has changed over the last 100 years. The mousetrap survived because its simplest form already worked remarkably well, and maybe that is what makes it such a lasting invention. It was never designed to impress people. It was designed to quietly solve a problem that never completely went away. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.